Hi, this is Brian, and today I'm going to introduce you to the Interviews widget of MyAFS. So as you can see on the left-hand side, we have an Interviews link, and we also have a Interviews panel on our team snapshot. That panel shows the number of interviews still to do, including interviews that have not yet been claimed by any volunteer to do, or interviews that have been claimed but have not yet been submitted to AFS. So I'm going to drill in and take a look at the interviews that need to be done. So I click on Interview Panel. I can see that I have the 8 interviews that the team is responsible for. And as you'll notice, there are a couple of things. One, sending, hosting, and volunteer interviews are all listed in the same list. I can sort this list if I would like by the type of interview, so I can group sending together and hosting. I can also sort by responsible, so we see I have claimed these 2 applicants to interview. I can also sort by the applicant name or status. Another feature to point out here is the distance. So we will calculate the distance based on the address that we have on file for you from you to the applicant. So that's a great and easy way to determine if you're in a position to help with that interview. The status column shows the unclaimed interviews, so you can quickly and easily decide to dive in and claim an interview. And then also, in addition to the to-do list, we can view completed interviews that have been completed in the past 60 days. So interviews that were claimed, scheduled, and submitted to AFS within the past 60 days. Okay, now that I've given you a quick tour of the interviews list, let's take a look at how we claim an interview. So it's quite simple. We find the person whom we want to claim. So in this case, we have a sending student of Jerry Field, and all I need to do is click the Unclaimed button. And that will automatically bring up a dialog box that has additional details about Jerry, so how I can contact him. And then I can choose to either take the interview myself, or if I'm an interview coordinator, I could potentially assign this person to a team member. But I'm going to go ahead and claim it for myself, click Save, and now we see Jerry Field is been claimed by me, and I'm ready to move on to the next step. The next step is to schedule an interview with Jerry. So actually reaching out and finalizing a date and time and location for the interview. Once I do that offline, I can come back to my AFS and I can simply find my claimed interview and click Schedule. And this allows me to select an interview date. So whatever we agree on, let's say it's February 28th. And we agreed for 5 o'clock. So, and we agreed to meet at his home and in person, and I can go ahead and just click Save. So now that interview is scheduled, Global Link is aware of the interview scheduled date, as well as anybody who is monitoring the available interviews for our team, such as an interview coordinator can now see that pop up on a report. The final step in completing an interview is to actually log the interview. So at this point in time, I have gone and visited Jerry Field, and now I want to log my results. So I simply come back to that applicant, click on Log Interview, get the information inputted here. So this is the form. Go ahead and click Save as Draft if I'm not ready to submit to AFS, or click Submit if I am ready to submit to AFS. And then here we go. Now that we've done that, you can see that I'm acknowledged for submitting my the interview results, and I can go on to submit or log other interviews if needed. So that's a quick overview of the interviews widget, of how to find applicants that need to be interviewed, claim them, schedule them, and log the interview for them.